All right, guys, welcome to the channel. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. I'm going to recap the last three episodes of Love is Blind, Season 6, Episodes 7, 8, and 9. These episodes were not as exciting for me this time around as I was hoping. They were definitely dragging from time to time, and I was starting to be honest, fall asleep a little bit. But
What the
in any case, there was some exciting spots, so let's get into it. We started off with the couples discovering each other on their honeymoons over in the DR, and some drama went down.
I don't get it.
First, we have Amy and Johnny. Amy brings up at one point that her father has to approve the wedding before they can move forward, and I'm sure that's going to turn into an issue later. We'll see, but really they seem to get hung up over one main topic. Johnny wants to knock boots with Amy.
Johnny and Amy are already knocking boots for sure.
We're gonna start knocking the boots. You know what I'm saying? We're taking it slow.
You're taking it slow.
We're taking it slow.
Okay.
Because she's not on birth control, and I want kids.
Yeah.
But not right now.
But he really, really needs her to get on birth control first because he's got an ex-girlfriend and she took it. And so that means that every girl has to take it. I mean, this guy never heard of rubbers or the classic pull out and pray. I mean, Jesus is the only protection we need. Am I right? I'm messing around. Anyway. When they get home, the condom question does come up, and he's apparently so paranoid he won't even touch rubbers. He's scared his boys will slip out and get past the goalie.
It's not my problem. It's yours.
I feel like using protection, that's not enough for him. I know I mentioned a vasectomy.
I know. And there is, it's always an option too. It's not just the girl's job too, so.
These two don't have any major problems so far compared to the other couples, so we'll have to see. Next up, we have AD and Clay, and they are, or should I say Clay is really enjoying his meal.
Lay off me, I'm starving.
AD watches in utter confusion. He brings up,
I don't know, I really don't want to let you down, you know what I'm saying? I just feel that,
Is that what you're thinking?
yeah. And I want to be that guy, and I'm, trying my hardest. It's just, I just sometimes I
What
get in
just
my head.
happened? It's such a crazy switch up.
so Clay basically is having doubts or concerns because he's afraid he's going to cheat on her. And this gets brought up again when they move into their apartments back home.
My mom and dad were best friends, but my dad still, unfortunately, I think he was still cheating,
And he talks to her about it for a long time.
And my mom and dad were best friends, but my dad still,
I mean, a long time.
my mom and dad were best friends. I really don't want to let you down, you know what I'm saying? I just feel that.
Is that what you're thinking?
Will you shut up? Shut the hell up.
I mean, a long time.
I don't know, I really don't want to let you down, you know what I'm saying? Trying my hardest. I just feel that.
Is
It's
that what
just,
you're
I just
thinking?
sometimes
Shut
again,
up!
I want to be that guy, and I'm
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
And listen, I'm glad Clay's sharing with AD, but it's obviously on the front of his mind, and there's no way AD is feeling good about this. Next, we have Brittany and Kenneth. And I gotta say, I didn't get these two from day one. He gives off a vibe, more or less. More about that later, but back on the honeymoon, love is in the air with these two, and they can't keep their hands off each other, and they really open up.
Oh, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.
That would have been fun. Dolphin.
Yeah, so they did discuss waiting to sleep together after marriage, which I understand considering how religious they both are. But Brittany wasn't expecting, this.
Get away from me!
They don't touch, they don't talk, and once they return home, Kenneth gets access to his phone. She doesn't exist. Now, I understand that in the beginning, once you get back to your phone, you got a ton of emails, especially if you're a principal, you got an important job, family, friends to get back to, but come on, Kenny, what are you doing? Then when he finally puts the phone down,
I'm gonna go chill downstairs.
yep, he changed locations just to go back to the phone. What a nightmare. Once Britt gets to confront him about all the issues they're having later at night after he returns from being away from a long period of time with his mentor, Kenneth gets a little defensive.
I don't feel as if you are being introspective about the role that you have played for me as a man in regards to that level of intimacy. And what I'm hearing from you in this moment is the caliber of a man that you are is what I need, but I don't feel X, Y, and Z for you.
And yeah, he makes up a bunch of excuses and shows that he has no interest in the relationship and never really did. And once he gets that close to the edge, Kenneth decides to jump off the ship.
This is not going to work. But I do want you to find the person you're actually supposed to be with.
The worst part, the real slap in the face to Brittany is he gets right on his phone again. Right on his phone. Now back to the vibe. I've been picking up a vibe from him, and I'm sure a few of you feel the same. I mean, I think Kenny Boy's gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Which is cool, and no biggie, but I think he's still in the closet.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
Because his family is religious, and who knows, they would probably disown him if they found out. But I don't have any proof. Anyway, good luck with him. Moving on. And now to one of the heavy hitters, Chelsea and Jimmy. These two are a certified shit show. They both are just living a fantasy in their own little dream world. They think if they just say, I love you, I love you, I love you, a million times, everything will all come true.
You have like big square white teeth.
So Chelsea walks around with her head in the clouds, pretending everything's fine, while Jimmy holds his breath underwater until he can't take anymore and eventually goes up for air and yells,
God, if you listen, help!
I mean, we all know that ever since she lied about her appearance, and Jimmy got to spend a little bit of time with Chelsea in person, he's found out how needy and clingy she is.
You're amazing.
Oh, God, I think you're amazing.
Oh, my God, don't ever leave me.
Ever.
Good. Because I'd find you.
He hasn't kissed me once today.
So Chelsea's girlfriends came over to their apartment to meet Jimmy for the first time. Jimmy was upstairs, busy with work all day. So Chelsea and the girls sat outside and talked mullets, Jess, and cringe.
He hasn't kissed me once today.
What?
He saw a picture of the girl that he almost picked yesterday, and she's stunning.
Eventually, Jimmy finishes his work, and Chelsea and the dog pound hits Jimmy with some heavy-hitting questions.
What was like the number one thing that made you fall in love with Chelsea?
He's on to me.
The topic popped up that we all were waiting for.
She described
Her
what
type?
she looked like.
Who do
A
I
good
always
amount.
see on the plane?
Oh, Carrie Underwood?
This guy cannot get it out of his head. Jimmy is pissed. And he's seen what Jess looks like now. And it's because she doesn't look remotely, even a little bit like Megan Fox. Well, unless she was referring to this Megan Fox. And who knows? So Her friends try to lie for her, but it doesn't help. Later, Chelsea obviously had one too many Chardonnays. Chardonnays.
Very drunk for the last hour.
Me or you?
You.
And brings up the no-kiss situation again, and they have a back and forth of, I love you. Are you sure? No, I love you more. But are you sure I love you?
And when you tell me you love me, it's just kind of like, love you.
It's a little...
Hey, babe. You
Hey.
said you're gonna be home at 7.
Yeah?
It's 7:03. Who the fuck is she?
You made me feel uncomfortable.
And it finally gets to Jimmy to the point to say the dreaded...
You've been a little clingy.
Clingy?
I felt like...
Are you f***ing kidding me?
Then Chelsea flips on Jimmy, and she shows her even uglier side.
You started causing these problems and digging for shit the second you saw Jess's picture. Cooked you dinner.
I am
stayed by
thankful you cooked me dinner.
myself.
I'm
then
thankful.
I sat and watched your f***ing show with you, and you say I'm too clean. And then went upstairs and had sex
You're
with
gonna bring up the sex. You're the one that wanted to have sex.
Yeah, I
also,
did.
Maybe wanted a little.
So
bit
after that, the Love is Blind production sets up a meeting with Laura and Jess.
Okay, whenever you guys got back, the day after, he sends me a friend request. 8 hours go by, and I go back and check, and he withdrew the friend request and then put his profile on private.
Yeah, so it looks like Jimmy has been creeping on Jess on social media, and that's when Laura chimes in with her own doozy. Jeremy's been chatting with the other girl from the pods, Sarah Ann.
Do you want to read the DM?
You have it?
I took a picture of his phone. If there's ever a chance your mind is shifting in your choice, I would love the opportunity to meet you. But he liked it, acknowledged it at all.
He's not done anything wrong, so we're Team Jimmy at this point.
Yeah.
What? Not Jimmy. Oh my God.
I've never been more sure that Jessica.
Now that's when Jess lets the cat out of the bag and says she's been checking on Jimmy as well. And apparently, at least in Jess's mind, all of Jimmy's ex's girlfriends look just like Jess.
If I were to see Jimmy again, it's gonna be like dangling temptation, like right in front of his face. It's the truth, and you know it is. Everybody knows it is. Don't look at me like I'm wrong.
My occupation is a certified bad bitch.
Certified.
After that, Jimmy and Chelsea both make up in the most believable way possible.
I want to be with you, and I plan to be with you forever.
After that, Chelsea meets with cool females.
I've dated people who have really good girlfriends, and they've all cheated on me with a good
Out of here. I told you that bitch crazy.
Everyone's happy and they love each other, or at least for now. And last but not least, we have Jeremy and Laura. So these two settle a little bit of a beef when they were at their honeymoon before they get home, and then they get after it. They go and check out each other's places, where Laura learns Jeremy has a clean, really clean place. I mean, OCD clean.
Everything in here as it should be?
I don't know why I forgot.
Well, we all forget things. That's what reminding is for.
But the climax of these episodes is all based on Jeremy going out till 5 a.m. to hang out with who? Sarah Ann? Oh, yeah.
10:45, and we're out till 5 something in the morning. The bars close at 2. What were you doing until 5 o'clock in the morning? Okay. Could have easily prevented all of this bullshit had you just responded appropriately. But no, you did nothing. You followed her back. You must have left the door at least a little bit cracked open for her to think it was even remotely appropriate to reach out to you. Where were you?
In the parking lot. I'm not denying anything.
You're denying leaving the bar. You weren't at the parking lot of Lost and Found. Don't share your fucking location if you don't want me to check it at 5 a.m.
Oh, damn!
You weren't even in South End. You were north of Uptown, which is where Sarah Ann lives.
So that's it. Some couples look like they might be able to make it, and some are already, dead on arrival. Next week's episode is going to be pretty interesting with Jess and Jimmy being at the same party with the mullet guy and Chelsea. Hope for the best. Thanks to all that made it this far, and see you soon. Cheers.